Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is February 4th, or Vlogentines Day 4, depending on your persuasion. I'm sure pretty much none of you are following the Vlogentines thing, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway because it gives me a motivation to do a video every day. Which I'm trying to do all the time, but if I'm like, oh yes, I'm doing a challenge type thing, then it helps motivate me. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I've talked to you guys. Oh, sorry. I'm just feeling a bit silly. Anyway, today my day's been rather uneventful. No, really not much has happened. I've spent the day. I've had a bit of a rough mental health day, as happens every once in a while. My depression's been not really bad, but just kind of sapping my energy. And I've been pretty anxious. This generally happens when I don't get enough sleep. Or if there's general stress in my life. But there isn't anything super stressful in my life right now, which is super weird because that's the first time in months that that's been true. But lately it's that I haven't been getting enough sleep. Which brings me to the topic of today's video, self-care, and how important self-care is. Western culture has this pervasive idea that to accomplish your goals, you must put in the maximum effort that you can. If you just put in more effort, you will get more results. Sometimes that's true, to a point. If you are putting in more effort than you can really reasonably give and burn yourself out, that does not achieve anything. Sorry for my cat, seems to have a bit of a cold and is sneezing in the background. But yes, so self-care. I try really hard to be good at practicing self-care. I'm really bad at it. Sleep is one of my most important forms of self-care. When I don't get enough sleep, I'm irritable, my mood is unstable, my depression is worse, my anxiety is worse. I just am generally in a lower mood. Same with if I don't eat regularly, if I don't drink enough water, if I don't take my meds. All of these are forms of self-care. Even just taking a break in a project to take a nap, take just a brain break of like watch an episode of TV in the middle of a study session just to give your brain a rest. All of these are self-care. They are all important. They're not just important for people with mental health issues, although they are often much more vital to day-to-day life for people like that. Like if I don't practice my self-care, I end up being like I am today, of having pretty much no energy and being really on edge. So this is just a reminder for everyone to take care of yourself, to make sure you're drinking enough water. If you are on medication, make sure you take your medication. If you make sure you eat regularly. Make sure that you get enough sleep, however much enough is for you. I know some people who can get by totally fine on 5 hours sleep. I don't know how, but it works for them. I know some people who need like 9 or 10 hours of sleep. Some people who, with chronic mental health things need more than that, because chronic illness of any kind is exhausting. Stress drains, it takes energy to be stressed. It takes energy to process pain and to cope with pain. Just all those passive things of stress, like any kind of stress on your body or mind, being in chronic pain and managing that, they all take energy, even if you are just lying around doing nothing. So if you have chronic mental health issues, or chronic physical health issues, like if you have chronic pain syndromes, or just are like recovering from a broken leg, or anything like that is causing you temporary chronic pain. which seems like a strange phrase. I don't know what the proper way to term this. Chronic is like long-term, like an acute bout of chronic pain. There may be a better way of saying that, but temporary chronic pain, which is an oxymoron, but I don't know how I can explain it any better. Anyway, if you're in pain all the time, if you're stressed all the time, or most of the time, it's exhausting. If you're going through a really rough time in your life and all you feel like you have the energy for is to just get up out of bed at some point in the day and eat some food. And then you're just like, I just want to go back to bed and just lie there. I just want to lie on the couch and watch Netflix all day. Or whatever you do when you just have no energy to do anything else. That's fine. You're not lazy. You're doing the best you can, and that's all anyone can do. And that's all anyone should do. People shouldn't feel the need to push themselves unless they are wanting to. It comes down to a judgment call of, is it more important to get this thing done right now, which sometimes it is if it's like something that has a deadline, or to not have to deal with the consequences of doing that, such as being really, really exhausted the next day, or being really like on edge or whatever, or just coming home from work and pretty much just passing out. Whatever you do when you have no more energy. If you are going to push yourself beyond your regular limits, do it for good reasons and be careful about it. If you're going to, say, not like stay up till like 5 a.m. finishing a paper, make sure you're getting enough food and drinking enough water and doing all the other various ways of taking care of yourself if you're going to skimp on one end. Ideally, situations will make it so that you can just always do all your self-care and take care of yourself, and your body and mind will be in the best state it can be on a regular basis. I can do all the self-care I want, and I will still occasionally have issues with depression or anxiety or whatever. But when I do my self-care, they're easier to manage. But yes, on the subject of self-care, I also have reactive airways, which is essentially winter asthma. I'm supposed to take my puffer, I have an as-needed puffer, I'm supposed to also take a puffer in the morning and in the evening. 90% of the time, I take my morning puffer at about 5 p.m. or later, because I just never remember. And that means I get coughing attacks. I actually took my as-needed puffer just before the video so that wouldn't happen, but it did anyway, because I need to be better at my self-care. It happens. I can try as hard as I want, and sometimes things just go wrong. Sometimes I will do everything I need to and be able to get to bed early because I'm overtired, and sometimes an emergency will just come up. Like a friend will message me being like, I've had a terrible day and I need someone to talk to. And for me at least, like if you are the kind of person who, when you're really exhausted, you just can't help other people without doing greater damage to yourself, that's fine. I'm not saying that you have to do this. But for me, if my friends need me, I will always do my best to help them. Sometimes to my detriment. I sometimes give more energy than I actually have. It's sort of like, one of the best phrasings I had regarding self-care is, you can't pour out of an empty pot. In that, if you have energy to give to a project, to a friend, to your partner, to your family, you need to have that energy there in the first place. And to get that, you need to take care of yourself. If you don't have any energy, if you don't do your own self-care and have that sort of reserve of energy, there will be nothing to give if someone else needs it, or if you need it. And that causes problems. Sometimes life gets in the way and that just happens. But for some things, like taking your meds, eating enough food, drinking enough water, most of the time they just require an actual level of awareness, which for some people, myself included, is often very difficult to have. But I work at it. Sometimes I'm better at it than others. Depends on if I can get into a routine. It's a bit easier for me to stick to it. But yeah, self-care. It's important. It's much more important than people give it credit for. If you, what time of the year is it? It's February? Okay, well, if any of my subscribers or just general viewers are in university or college, it's not exam time yet, but it's coming up on midterms, I think, if I remember right. If you are cramming for midterms for your exams or trying to get term papers done or anything like that, or if you're watching this at another time and it is exam time or whenever, if you're in a situation where you feel really pressured to do a ton of things in a short amount of time, make sure you take care of yourself. It is not worth it to give yourself chronic mental health problems just to get through your university. You will just regret it afterwards. Trust me, I know. I dropped out of university in 4th year because I was having such severe issues with depression and anxiety. Jeez, hair's all over my face. I was having such severe issues with depression and anxiety, I was having panic attacks at home just thinking about doing my work that was behind and stuff like that because I didn't take care of myself. I just thought, if I just try harder, then I will finish this one thing or these many things, and then they'll be done, and then I'll feel so much better. Sometimes that works. You are in that situation for long enough, you put yourself under enhanced stress for a long enough time, it will mess with your brain. You can develop depression or anxiety disorders just from being under prolonged stress. So if you are blessed with an actually neurotypical healthy brain, take care of it. Don't just take that for granted. Don't just assume that it will always be that way. If you're in that type of situation where you're under a ton of stress and you... Hello everyone, I'm back. My camera overheated again. Anyway, on the topic of self-care and developing chronic things from not having enough self-care, if you're starting to feel, like if you're in that prolonged stress situation, you're starting to feel like you're starting to be like a little more anxious, or that your day is just getting harder to get through, for like even just in minor ways, take care of yourself. Talk to a psychiatrist if you have a psychiatrist, or talk to your family doctor. Or if you're in university, I don't know if this is true of all universities, but Carleton University, where I went, has a very good healthcare program that you can go to. It has free counseling. It has like you can go to the doctors anytime. Well, not anytime, but like anytime during office hours. You don't have to make an appointment in advance. You can make an appointment with a counselor. You can talk about your stuff and figure stuff out. And don't let it get to the point where it then sticks with you for the rest of for the foreseeable future, like it did with me. Learn from my fail. Literally, I failed out of school. I killed myself with my jokes. Anyway, it's take your mental health seriously. Take your self-care seriously. Don't push yourself beyond what you can handle. It is okay to know your limits. It is okay to accept those limits and move on from a thing. It's not giving up. It's knowing your limits and accepting them. If you are in a mental health position where you feel like you can't really go through your exams, the rest of the term, the rest of university, take a break. Take a year off to calm down. Take a semester off to calm down, however much. Or just move on, switch over to college, switch over to a trade, start a YouTube channel, do something else. Focus on your mental health, do whatever you need to do. Don't just push through something because you feel like other people will be disappointed if you don't. You will regret it later. I know I do. I should have taken a year off after my 3rd year of university, but I didn't. I stayed in. I went through most of my 4th year, had nervous breakdowns through a lot of it because I just was not in a mental position to be able to handle it. The stress, I'd just been under stress for too long, and my brain was starting to crack. And it was at the point, because I left it so long before I actually started really dealing with it, that I still deal with those things. And I dropped out of university 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, and I'm still dealing with those. So take them seriously. Those early warning signs of depression, anxiety, either be more rigorous in your self-care or talk to a professional, or even just talk to a friend. Get some sort of support. Don't just pretend everything's okay, unless you're not comfortable talking about it with anyone, in which case that's a separate issue. Like, don't go out of your own comfort zone to do it, unless you feel like you have to, or you should. Just don't suffer alone. Most people, I want to say everyone, but I know not everyone does, and I don't want people to feel excluded. Everyone probably has someone who will listen to them, even if that someone is a complete stranger on the internet. If you need to talk to someone, if you need help, if your own self-care is not doing enough to give you the mental health help you need, talk to someone, get more help. Just don't put yourself in my position of giving yourself severe mental health issues that will affect your life for years to come. It's not worth it. Anyway, that got a bit serious there, but it's something that I really wish I would have known. Anyway, on a lighter note, it's the end of the day, and I'm really not sure what else to say. I was going to be like on a lighter note, but I don't really know what on a lighter note to do. On a lighter note, I've reached 10 subscribers, which is a really small milestone, but it means a lot to me. So thank you, all of you who subscribe, all of you who give comments, like my videos, all those various things. Thank you. It is great to know that my work is appreciated. It's also great to know I have now had 2 people, I won't name them in case they'd be self-conscious about it. My cat is being needy. I will just... Smudge says hi, everyone. Hello! I am a cat, but I am also a big believer in self-care. You all should take care of yourselves so that you can give me food, and give your own pets food. That's what's important to me. Anyway, bye! That was Smudge's input on the topic of self-care. Kind of lost my train of thought there. Oh yes, subscribers. I've actually had 2 people in the last couple days message me and tell me that I have inspired them to talk about their own stuff, or to start a YouTube of their own, to actually talk about their own lives in a public forum, which they've always been too scared to do. And that's great. Anyone else out there who I've had that effect on, great. I wish you all the best of luck. If I inspire you to start a YouTube and you start a YouTube, feel free to let me know and I will subscribe to you. I can't guarantee I'll watch your videos because I'm really terrible at actually following through on commitments like that, but I will subscribe. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment about what I did well. If you didn't enjoy this video, leave a comment about what I could do better. Leave a comment about what you'd like me to do in the future, or leave a comment about what you would like me to not talk about again. If talking about certain things is just too heavy for you, it's not fun to listen to you talk about that, let me know. I will then try and address the same things in a different manner that doesn't lead to just a really depressing YouTube video. Because for this platform. If people don't watch it, then I can't really get a message across. Anyway, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel, and you can also tap the little bell icon at the top of the screen, and it will give you notifications on when I post my videos. I'm totally blanking here. Yes, well, thank you for tuning in. I may be missing something. If you like my video, press the like button. If you want to see more, press subscribe. Use the notification button to get notifications. And thank you, all of you, for listening to this video. And I hope all of you will take this message to heart and take care of yourselves. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today on Vlogentines Day 4. So, thank you all for listening, and bye!